Hi guys, happy new moon in Gemini. This is a very magical new moon coming up where we can rediscover our multidimensionality and discover also how malleable reality is. I have been using robotic affirmations for pretty much everything this entire last week. And oh my God, like you really discover how malleable everything and everybody actually is, like how much our minds actually create our reality. So the thing is with robotic affirmations, definitely a must with this new moon because it's all about air. Gemini is about communication, mindset, changing our mentality. And that is also how we can reprogram our beliefs. And with this nice trine of Pluto, like we can have a major transformation with how to control this new reality that is going to be a lot lighter. We're moving into an era where, it's mostly air and fire. So we can like really, manifest a lot faster actually. So with robotic affirmations, I've noticed it is kind of crazy. It shows you how much of your reality that you are creating all the time. Because we all are our own universes, kind of walking around, connecting with people at a certain frequency, and your frequency controls everything. And it's all up to you to, have those affirmations and have whatever like reality that you want to experience in your mind, in your subconscious, so it is projected out in front of you. And that's why robotic affirmations actually help, because if you have a tendency to think negatively about a person or a situation, and like you see a person that you never get along with and you're like, oh, this is like, we're gonna have this thing again and it's gonna be negative or whatever. Actually, you can reprogram that. You can literally reprogram that and go like, oh my God, they love me. They are like, they just want to get along and everything's actually smooth and easy and we just laugh and we blow it off. Like we don't get along about everything, but we can have a banter and keep it moving. You can program that. And if you try this too, like you will see the difference with certain things in your life and that you are in control of everything in your reality. You can get different versions of a person because you're tuning into that version of that person when you start with your own reality, with programming with what you want to get. And this works with, just, yeah, all kinds of people, all kinds of situations. If you do want to manifest views, like I did that with my last Saturn and Neptune video, and I'm like, oh yeah, Saturn video, nobody cares about Saturn. People only care about, Venus and Jupiter, but people mostly care about love and relationships and all of that. But no, they will tune into a boring video too, about Saturn and Neptune. So like that went viral and it just works, and um robotic affirmations, you're kind of obsessive with it, which that might not work for everybody, but that works for me because I'm, have obsessive tendencies. You can use it for people, you can use it for beauty. I've been using it for like skincare and hair, and I did that before, just like with visualization, and I've been doing that for a while and everything. But I want glass skin. I want shiny glass skin that looks like porcelain, and I'm going to robotically affirm glass skin until I get it. And yeah, just personality traits you want to emphasize, money. I definitely recommend Sammy Ingram's channel because she goes really in depth into it, and I'm not going to go completely in depth with it here, but I will give you some affirmations that you can possibly use for this new moon in whatever area of life that it's really affecting. And I'll go over the transits of what it's affecting and all of that too. And yeah, it's beautiful manifestation technology. And the thing is with manifesting, you just realize how much power you actually have. Okay, so let's get into it. Um, So, with this new moon happening in Gemini, this is all about communication. This is about curiosity, information. It could be social media, learning something random that's not like going back to school and learning a big, getting a degree. It's kind of like short-term learning of skills and just things that you need on a daily basis that can kind of boost your marketing or the way you do something. And, it's just kind of fun and opens up your world in a certain way. I also love Gemini energy because it is supposed to open up your world. You follow your curiosity, you follow your passion, and you see where it takes you. And maybe you're not supposed to stay in something, forever. And maybe you're just supposed to pick up a skill here, here, and here and put it together. But that's, kind of going to be very powerful to have, energy to have in the future. It's going to be really powerful to be dynamic, to be multifaceted. And, that's how you can kind of be a powerful entrepreneur too, is just putting a bunch of things together and, and realizing all the skills that you actually do have and everything that you learned, all was for a reason. This is where we can make plans though, where maybe we had a plan before and we had to not, we were super rigid in Taurus season. I don't know about you, but Taurus season, I was just like lazy the entire time. But I realized quality over quantity is probably like a good way to go, but I don't know. But this is where we can like be dynamic, not be so rigid, find better ways, use our creativity to find better ways to make a plan, communication, and kind of just be dynamic and find a path that might be better for us. So it can give us new perspectives. That's why I like robotic affirmations too, because you can focus on the perspectives that you really want that elevate you. But also, that's why it is powerful to learn something that can change your perspective. And this can happen with, a conversation. This could happen with a podcast. But yeah, I love like Gemini season 2 because it's quick, it's quick. There's a lot of banter. It's just a lot of fun. Nothing's too serious. Everything's just a little bit more playful. You can have a lot of fun with the light, with the dark, and just kind of, a lot of humor and everything, which is always very important. How we're internally feeling and how we are out in the world, in our mentality, in our perspectives, in our communication is all on the same page. And Jupiter's finishing up here, at the last degrees of Gemini, where we've gained a lot of wisdom in this area of life. We've seen how we can expand. We can just have one more perspective shift and plant seeds for that. So we have a big boost, in the future, because I love how Uranus is coming into this area, really bringing us a lot more. So however we've, whatever we've expanded on in this area of life is definitely going to get activated. And this is happening at 6 degrees too, which is gate 16 in Gene Keys. So what this gate has to do with is, in the shadow, it's a deep fear of excelling in skills. So sometimes you might just waste time like scrolling or on social media, evading responsibilities, so whatever little ways that we just do things to evade responsibilities or actually going anywhere is what the shadow is. And because we know if we pick that one curious thing that we're interested in, that might be a little bit weird or might be a little, an unbeaten path that nobody's really going towards. We might be, we'll be different and we might be seen as weird. So it's up to us to really like commit to maybe whatever we're really curious about and develop that skill, go towards that information, learn more, and discover where is your curiosity pulling you, because it's pulling you somewhere. Whenever you get kind of that nudge, you can, go in that direction to see what you need to know and see the different opportunities. Gemini is all about the different opportunities, see where it takes you. And also know when you want to put it out, into the world. Know when you know enough knowledge to put it out into the world and trust that you don't need to learn more, because you can also get stuck where you learn and you learn and you learn and you learn, but you never actually like put it out and say you're ready when you're probably like more than ready. So, and there, it's also maybe staying too stuck in the logical side of things, where you need to follow the things that you love, the things that bring you passion. If you're just doing something to just do something because it's the way everybody else does it, maybe it's time to kind of like really go back into yourself because you need to discover where the passion is, where the enthusiasm is. So at least you have all the skills that you need. So you can transcend the mechanics of it and input your soul, input your own heart and your own passion into whatever skill or talent that you've learned, wherever your curiosity has brought you. And, this energy is also just very good at learning something really quick. So you could be drawn in a certain direction to, pick up something and realize like how fast you can learn it. Things happen so much faster these days. You can learn something really fast. You can change your mindset about something really fast. Like what used to take, I think, like 3 years to do something, like I think it's just happening faster and faster. So really just like know that too. Be curious with this new moon and see where it takes you. Then Mercury is over here and this is in gate 20. So gate 20 is all about being in the, stuck in the false reality of time where we can get too stuck in the mind, too stuck in the past, too stuck in the future, and instead of like getting in the body and getting into the now. It's where you get too stuck in the mind, where you overanalyze a situation, create a bunch of false scenarios, really, let all the mental blocks block you in probably every single way possible that it possibly can, instead of combining the mind with the intuition, because when you do that, you don't let the consciousness in, which if you want consciousness to flow in with the intelligence, you do have to be in your body and you have to live in the present moment. And you have to know that the limitations that are created are just fabrications of the mind most of the time, and if you just get into the present moment, if you get into your body, a lot of those limitations just kind of disappear. It's important to have the logical mind combined with the body and the spirit and the soul and the consciousness that helps you go in a certain direction too, instead of just thinking. A lot of us, that's a big problem with the world today. We get stuck in just thinking and autopilot and doing things just to stay busy and doing things because that's the way we just do things over and over and over again instead of actually consciously thinking about it. This is where we've been kind of blocked with not consciously creating and manifesting our reality in the best way possible. So I love how this is going to be trining Jupiter, where we can just have a major like mindset. Like maybe you are on autopilot one day and you just kind of like stop and you're like, what am I doing? Like, am I actually consciously like helping myself, grow and evolve out of, is this actually helping me? Is this actually helping me, or is this just autopilot? It's going to be a good question to ask because with, Pluto retrograde, you can really go through a transformation because Pluto is all about obsessions too. Obsessions, it's our desires, it's, where we need to go through a transformation. And this transformation with this trine here, it's like we know something needs to end. We know what we're done with. And it's just like recognizing what needs to end so we can kind of go through so we can surrender. So we can kind of, because it's not like a death and rebirth even, because with the trine, it's more like a surrender. Like, okay, like this is done. And, it's just a knowing of what's ending. So we can kind of open up to the new era because this, Mercury is also going to be making a sextile to Saturn and Neptune. So this is like introducing the new era where we can have new ways of structuring things, where we can have new ideas, where we can really connect to like who we want to be and get really pumped up about that. We can connect with our imagination and our inspiration and what's like firing us up. What are we passionate about? And maybe we see somebody living a life that, we like aspire to and like, oh, wait, like take a moment. Wait a second. Can I do that? Yes, you can do that. So figure out like what in your life you can change right now. So you can just, go decide right now to do it and then just do it. And then robotically affirm that you are that person, that you have that skill, you have that talent, you have whatever it is, to like really bring that into your reality. And this will help us break out of those matrix timelines that we get stuck in, the society timelines where it's like, okay, you get to 27 and you're like, oh, I should be getting married now. You get to 32. Oh, I should be popping out a kid. Oh, I should, whatever it is, like we get stuck in these timelines and it puts us in limitations, for saying that we have to live life this way or else we're a failure, instead of recognizing everything that is happening in divine timing for you. It's going to happen at the best time for you when it's supposed to happen. And as long as you're getting that spark to go after what you desire, then you going towards that is going to make things happen a lot easier. So that's, again, getting out of the mind, getting you more in touch with this solar plexus awareness of what you desire, how you emotionally want to feel, so you can be very self-assured and open to going towards that. Knowing that like you can create your reality as long as you're deciding to create your reality. And if you want to start robotically affirming like a mad person, you'll realize you can create your reality in a pretty fun way, like today, and all it takes is your mind. It takes your mind, it takes your focus and pointing it in the right direction for you. And it gets you off of that autopilot. So you tune into that emotional awareness of what you need right now. It's all about getting out of autopilot. So these can develop really powerful ideas for the long term. And I love this because it's a very extroverted new moon. So we should be taking action with our ideas and with what we desire. I love how Venus and Mars are trending too. So this is going to help us take action also in a really easy way where we're in full alignment with ourselves. So Venus, the masculine and feminine energy is aligned. So Venus is conjunct Chiron. So this is healing too. This is healing some sort of wound when it comes to what we value, what we desire, relationships, what we love, how we want to be loved, how we receive, because a lot of us have problems with being able to receive in the first place, and even getting into the feminine energy and recognizing how powerful the feminine energy is, where we can discover more empowerment, more self-empowerment, because Aries is all about self-empowerment. And how can we recognize what we value, heal that, and kind of step more into that self-empowerment with being able to create our reality. And Mars in Leo is the masculine alignment, which, Leo is all about being bold, it's being confident, it's going towards your happiness, it's going towards how you can shine out in the world, how you can, create more happiness in your life and how can you be that shiniest version of yourself, and live that most pleasurable, joyful life that you possibly want to create. And, Mars is getting pretty close to making a square to Uranus. So there might be some breakthroughs, in the upcoming days after, with just kind of shocks with like, how have we been taking action towards, and maybe we've been taking action from the false ego. There's a million ways that our ego kind of tricks us into taking action towards what we think is going to make us happy versus what truly, deeply, soulfully is going to make us happy. And that's kind of the only thing that's going to make us happy in this new era. So we can kind of like have that awakening, so we can have that evolution. And a square is never a comfortable evolution because it's, a Mars aspect. It's kind of a jolt of like, okay, it's time to be more in alignment with your heart. It's time to be more courageous. It's time to be more bold. And, we can have kind of a nice test with that and I just like this overall, because if we decide to take action towards, more of the things that we desire, and we do get a test, at least we're being awakened, with how to take action in a better way towards that inspiration, towards that creation. Okay, and I pulled some cards. So yeah, we're going to be going through a major solar plexus awakening with this. This is kind of awakening us to more of what is going to support our sense of self and kind of where we can own more of our willpower, where we can change our mindset to even support that. Because a lot of the time, we're just giving our power away in some capacity, even if it's just to yourself in your own mental loop. It'll help us know more of who we are and how we can contribute right now so we can make magic happen in our lives. So Gemini is all about magic. It's the magician. So we're getting in tune with our ability to grow and expand beyond this moment, to move towards possibilities and expressions that are as grand and profound as we can imagine. It's kind of recognizing you have all the skills and the talents that you need. You just, it's time to just be resourceful, and it's time to just do it and be curious, be playful, see how it comes together. We all have a phone these days, and we can all be famous from our phones. We can all create a business from our phones. There's so much that we can do just from our phone. And just, recognize how much you have right now to make magic happen. And magic is all about, so magic supports our intrinsic ability to grow and expand beyond this moment, to move towards possibilities and expressions that are as grand and as profound as we can imagine. This is this energy, like we are discovering more of our self-expression so we can be bold, so we can be courageous and put it out into the world. And then see what happens, but we get to own ourselves first, put ourselves out there, and see what comes in that's actually aligned. All that is required is our belief in the manifestation. So what I like about Gemini energy in general, a belief is just a thought that you think over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. So wherever we're stuck in a limiting belief that just keeps on coming up is where we can focus on these robotic affirmations to rewire that belief. Because why do you believe that in the first place? It's probably something stupid, probably from the past, some sort of wound. And we're making magic happen with our passion. So passion came out. Passion reminds us that beneath every intense emotion lies the hidden gem of insight, balance, and calm. It assists us in finding the balance within this intensity, moving us from chaos to the calm of its core, where we can let its long-lasting wisdom fill us up. Yeah, because your passion is your spirit and your soul speaking to you. So when you feel that, like within your heart and like just in you, it's time to really tune into that and listen to that gem, because that intense emotion is wanting you to discover something about that. So you can take action in a balanced way from that passion. But it is a calm energy when you have passion, it is kind of like that core of your being lighting up and wanting to light up more. So with this, there will be new strategies, but also new connections. I think new connections can easily come in with Gemini energy because, it's just all about socializing. And this could be connections, with the new era. So be open to the new and who comes in. And what's nice about these random connections that could come in, like you never know who you meet, through who you meet and where it's going to lead, but it's all about being open, stay open. And then also this one came out, which it makes sense. Listen, don't be all in the mind. Going to be very important to be in the body too, and in the feminine energy, aligning your spirit and your soul with your strategy and the connections to see where it can take you. Because, this is a big rewiring of Eight of Swords reverse, where we've been really mentally stuck, where we've been passive, where we've had a lack of confidence, where we haven't been able, given ourselves the confidence to take action in the first place. And what I like about the robotic affirmations too is that it gives you that delusional confidence. It makes you pumped up. It makes you optimistic. It raises your vibration. So you get the confidence, and all of a sudden you rewired yourself to show up in a whole new way. So we can have a kickstart to this new era and create more prosperity, create more abundance, and take advantage of this. All right, guys, so I'm going to go through all the signs and what this means for you. Hi, Gemini. So this is all about you. This is a new beginning with yourself. And the first house is yourself, your identity, it's your body, it's your rollout in the world. And you're just having a major reflection with who you've been so far and how can you now step into that higher version of yourself. So you've gone through a lot of shedding and everything, with Taurus season, and now it's like, okay, it's time to kind of dream big and kind of plant these seeds with who you are out in the world to manifest more of what you want, because the first house, is very important. It is, it affects your whole life with, your career. So we can look at our relationships and where we live in our career and what can we improve? What can we change? How can we be more authentically aligned? Because with Jupiter here, this is kind of a lucky new moon with relationships, because that rules your seventh house. So when the seventh house ruler is still in the first house for a little bit longer, so you can meet somebody very special, very significant, very aligned, someone that is aligned with this new era too. With this trine to Pluto, you can kind of look at your current beliefs that you already have. And with Pluto retrograde, you could be going back over them. And this could just be a past view of the world or the way you thought the world worked that you can rewrite it in a way that is really beneficial to you. And I like this nice sextile to Saturn because, it's really making something solid with networks, connections, and your hopes and dreams for the future. And you can take action on those hopes and dreams, with a certain connection or with a certain idea to find more expansion and plant those seeds with where you're going next. So yeah, you're showing up really powerful, really strong. Queen of Swords is strong-willed. She has a sharp mind. She's quick-witted. She's very fair. She's very balanced, though, and she's very ambitious. She's very wise. You can see kind of like a far-off perspective and create, a very strong plan with where where you want to go now and how you can take that right action to really get there. Because it's all about you. It's fighting for yourself and your dependence and what you want. And I think this moon is giving you a lot of discernment. The frequency of discernment came out. So discernment supports our ability to view the world with the people around us from a place of inner balance and detachment, yet compassion and wisdom. So you can have, this fair mindset when it comes to everybody, but at the end of the day, you're going to be choosing who you want to hang out with and, because you might be cutting out some friends, or just kind of, letting certain people go their way with Saturn that's entering the 11th house, where you can focus more on, those strong team players instead of like getting too anxious on where you're putting too much pressure on yourself when it comes to friendships. You can release the anxiety and just bring the power back to yourself and your vision and, your ability to create. One more card. Because alchemy, yep. You're going through an alchemy moment. The frequency of alchemy activates our magical ability in remembrance of the magic that we all hold inside. Each one of us has the potential to access the ancient knowledge that allows true alchemists to perform the miracles of transmutation. So yeah, you're going through, a very transformative moment where you can kind of own your power again and turn this anxiety and turn the anxiety into something else and have that wisdom to create that overall vision that you see for yourself and for your, entire world. So definitely the most powerful affirmations for this is like, I am affirmations. I am powerful. I am strong. I can achieve anything that I set my sights on. If you want to improve your looks too, robotic affirmations for improving your looks would also be very powerful. I am hot. I am sexy. I have long, glorious hair. Stuff like that. To wherever you're feeling limited, though, you can really have affirmations for anything in any part of your life. So you can improve your mindset and you can be a very powerful manifester. All right. Thank you so much, Gemini. Hi, Cancer. So this is happening in your 12th house. So this is all about your subconscious and having some alone time. So you can get back into, your spirit and your soul and what's deeply meaningful to you. So you can get really aligned and, plant those seeds in your subconscious so you can have this nice kickstart into this new era. Because Jupiter's entering your first house in a couple weeks, and you got to have your internal vision with knowing what you want to manifest, when that happens. So it is going to be a good full moon or new moon to go hermit mode. Have your vision, write, journal, get rid of any subconscious limiting beliefs. And also robotic affirmations out the wazoo for anything that you have been lingering on, anything that has been causing self-doubt, anything that has been just holding you back. Because with this trine to Pluto too, you could be looking at relationships in an in-depth way and how you merge in relationships and who you spend your time and energy with, and going through a realignment with that. And with the sextile to Saturn and Neptune, you have bigger visions. You have this huge new chapter that's about to start, and you are going to kind of step up more so in that leadership role out in the world. And you might be getting ready to take on more responsibility, maybe start your own business, maybe, whatever bigger direction you want to go in, you are being called right now. So right now, the frequency of compassion makes sense. Having compassion for yourself and others is always so healing. That is the most powerful ways to manifest with the 12th house, is to have that compassion and forgiveness. Because every single time that we hold like guilt or resentment, the worst one is guilt. It actually does affect our bodily chemistry, and it creates more acid in the body. So recognizing where you might have those deeper, emotions from the past, where you can set yourself free, so you can make yourself a lot lighter and, have just more pleasant thoughts and pleasant manifestations, on a regular basis. So good time to just reflect. You're getting out of this hermit mode from the past year, and just a little bit more compassion for yourself and others can really release you, so you can go a lot further. So the frequency of compassion supports our ability to stand by others without judgment and be the divine mediator between heaven and earth, spirit and matter, so that unconditional love can flow from source through the heart and into the world. Yep. Because there's a little bit of a last little block that you can possibly get through, so you can realize that you are the ultimate magician of your reality, and you can make magic happen right now. The magician came out reversed for you, so if you want to turn it upright, you have all the skills, you have all the talents that you need right now to do something to create your overall vision. But it's all about just getting rid of any way that you've been stopping yourself. And I think you might receive good news with this new moon. Good news, stay open-minded. You're being realistic about your goals, but at the same time, you're getting ready if you're persistent, if you're really consistently working towards your bigger vision with Saturn in the 10th house, you will be rewarded in the next 2.5 years. And it's all about knowing what responsibility that you want to take on that can make you the most empowered and probably make you bank at the end of the day. Maybe you get some money or some sort of sign, that says, this is the right way. This is the right way to soulful fulfillment and abundance. So go. All right. Thank you so much, Cancer. Hi, Leo. This is a fun one for you. with the 11th house. So this is all about your hopes and dreams and visions for the future. This is about your friends and your networks and who you're hanging out with. And really, this is planting one more seed before, Jupiter exits leaves. So why was that difficult? So you could receive some sort of blossoming abundance, because finally, Jupiter isn't dealing with the square. And, we didn't receive the biggest amount of abundance while Jupiter was here, because a lot of the time it was squaring, Saturn. So there was like a lot of like limitations and a lot of internal things to overcome. But now I think we're seeing the blossoming wisdom and the blossoming abundance, and realizing that the abundance that we want to create and maybe co-create with a bigger group is totally possible. And, readily available. So it's all about releasing maybe limitations when it comes to prosperity. Like if you have any blocks when it comes to because prosperity came out reversed. So if you have any blocks when it comes to abundance and just what prosperity means to you, this is a good time to reprogram all of that and to realize that abundance is all around. And, there could be a lucky, friendship coming your way, a lucky soul connection coming your way that kind of opens you up. And yeah, because I love how this new moon's going to be trining Pluto in the 7th. So there can be some transformative evolution when it comes to a relationship. And this could be a friendship, this could be business, this could be a client, this could be romantic, where a seed is being planted. We can open up to the different ways of viewing the world and the different perspectives that you can have for the ultimate prosperity and abundance. So you can have that ultimate expansion. So with the affirmations, with this one is, I am popular. I am charismatic. I have a ton of friends. I can achieve any of my hopes and my dreams and my wishes. I have strong relationships. I am amazing at relationships. My beliefs and my mindset always support my ambitions. And, kind of like have a very expansive, rampage with that. But yeah, I don't know. The 11th house is kind of like any hope or dream or wish. So I would say any robotic affirmation or just affirmations that you want to go after would be really good. So you're releasing a lot of anxiety, it looks like, with this. I think this is just a very positive, uplifting new moon where we can plant seeds towards our hopes and dreams and maybe meet the right people, maybe get the right piece of information that opens up our world, where we're seeing like, oh my gosh, we can go towards this beautiful new kind of foundation, because the Four of Wands came out. So that has to do with strong soulmate connections, high-level soulmate connections, prosperity, a foundation, celebration, hanging out with the right people, solid partnerships. And it's just very celebratory. It is the most celebratory card when it comes to connecting with people and just vibing with the right ones. So definitely make some affirmations for for that. And whatever you really want to manifest in your life and whatever will kind of help you go towards your manifestations so you can allow the well of prosperity to come in. So let me read the prosperity. Prosperity supports our feeling of well-being by allowing this inclusion of everything that makes our body, mind, heart, soul, and spirit sing. It invites us to express ourselves in joy, celebration of abundance, and riches that the universe provides. Yep. So this is kind of connecting to all the ways that we can receive prosperity. And that is sometimes through connections. That is sometimes through whatever way. Like it's just better to be open, It's better to not limit yourself to the way that prosperity can possibly come into your life. Because if you listen to Abraham Hicks, you do just kind of follow your joy, follow your passion, but you get rid of all the limits. The most important thing is just your frequency, and then you stay open and you actually get exactly what your soul needs and what your soul is craving. This is a very optimistic social. Get out there, have fun, go to a concert, connect, and see what the universe brings you. All right. Thank you so much, Leo. Hi, Virgo. Okay, so this is happening in your 10th house. So this is a very lucky one. You could be receiving some sort of reward or recognition at work. You're kind of like looking, you're at the top of the chart. You're looking at what you've accomplished in the past year when it comes to your long-term goals and career. And now it's time for a new beginning. Now it's time to go beyond. Now it's time to get internally aligned and externally aligned with who you are now and how you want to expand, and see what mindsets maybe you can't release so you can get there. I love this trine to Pluto because there can be a transformation with your daily life and the work and the grind, so you can make things easier if you want. Maybe let AI take things off your plate. There's so many ways AI can kind of step in to do things. Like, as long as you're doing the creative things, that's the most important thing. And I like this sextile to Neptune and Saturn. So this is, where you can kind of get aligned with the right relationships. There's a whole new chapter starting in the 8th house, which is your relationships, partnerships. It's who you merge with in a more serious way. So it could be business partnerships, could be a marriage, could be, figuring out different ways to consolidate your debts and your taxes, new area of study when it comes to astrology or human design, or, any of those in-depth esoteric things, like maybe just researching manifestation and how you can do that also, but also how you can have this like internal transformation too. So if you do want to start a business, this is a powerful new moon to really plant those seeds. If you want to elevate your business, this is a good new moon to work with, maybe take action. Mars in your 12th house working behind the scenes, aligned with Venus in the 8th, who you're working with, and how you can, find a nice, fair, balanced way with partnerships, contracts, negotiations moving forward. And also recognizing your own ability to manifest more. The Magician came out. So you're recognizing your ability to maybe amplify the skills and the talents that you already have to make more magic happen out in the world, just in a very effortless, easy way. Because I think there's like either some connections or something that was being offered to you with this cup, 4 of Cups, where it's always been there. And it could be a connection, it could be just an opportunity or something that you have around to amplify everything, and you just haven't been able to see it. So now it's time to kind of get aligned with your higher self. The 7th chakra has message, your higher self has messages for you where you can, get some more of that motivation and that drive to make your dreams and long-term goals happen in a more easy, effortless way. And maybe you just thought that it always had to be hard or something, and you can go through a transformation with releasing those beliefs to make it easy. So what I like for this 10th house for affirmations is I am successful. I am the best at what I do. Everyone loves what I do. I make magic happen on a daily basis. And if you want to attract more money, I am a money magnet. I make $1,000 a day. I have this much amount of money in the bank. I am constantly growing and evolving and earning more and more money. My actions create prosperity. Everything I do, people love. I love doing what I love and getting paid for it. Anything like that, anything that works for your situation with whatever you're kind of known for out in the world is the affirmations that you can definitely work with. But yeah, anywhere you're feeling that lack or just limit is, where you should rewrite that affirmation and then just affirm it. Robotic affirm it all day, every day. All right. Thank you. Thank you so much, Virgo. Okay, Libra, this is happening in your 9th house, which has everything to do with your beliefs. And A belief is just a thought that we think over and over and over and over again because that's our reality. So whatever you don't like about your reality right now, or, the way you think about your reality right now is what you can rewrite with this in a very powerful way. So pretty much any belief that you can possibly need to help you get to that bigger vision of where you want to expand to out in the world is what you need to affirm, and be like super crazy with affirming it. And the ninth house is really fun. It's like you can go on a venture, you can go learn something new, you can kind of get aligned with more of your meaning and purpose to run into the right people, run into the right opportunities that are just really meant for you, that are kind of setting you free in a certain way. So very exciting for you. And you can easily meet somebody that is a very solid partnership with this new moon too, because with the sextile to Saturn and Neptune, like maybe a soulmate is coming in and he is a part of this new era. And it can be a soulmate that's just a friendship too. There's all kinds of soulmates. There's soulmate friendships, there's, the lifelong friends, even clients that end up being friends, and stuff like that, where you can have a whole new kind of social beginning. Because with this Venus Mars trine too, it's very social, it's very fun. I would definitely get out and do something fun, like go to a concert, go connect with I don't know, your friends, and whatever really sounds fun. I would go do that and see what the universe really brings you. And I like how there's a trine to Pluto too. So there can be a massive evolution with love and how you want to be loved, and recognizing just the depth that you can have with love and the fulfillment of it. So yeah, the frequency of romantic love came out. I think this is majorly about love for you. The frequency of romantic love supports our journey to feel whole, complete, and complete through the experience with and reflection of a conscious lover. Why was that so difficult? I'm going to do that again. Romantic love supports our journey to feel whole and complete through the experience and reflection of a conscious lover. So I think it is going to be very important for you to have a more conscious lover. With Neptune in the 7th, with Pluto in the 5th, you are going through a evolving journey when it comes to love, and you want depth. Surface is not going to cut it anymore. And it all starts with you and knowing your value and having that self-love and wanting a relationship that, reflects that love that you have for yourself. And there's something that has always been here too, that maybe you just didn't recognize. And maybe that had to do with your beliefs or something, where you can recognize that cup that was always being offered, and maybe you were just shutting it down too early, and maybe you weren't recognizing it. And there's a way that you can kind of like open up your world and not see yourself as so separate or isolated. So you can kind of be open to the love that wants to come into your life. And love brings a lot. Love brings abundance. Love brings, you don't just get, relationships, of course, yeah, but also just opening up to the energy of love is the creative energy that creates worlds. So connecting to that too, and releasing any blocks, so you can be more open to love. And man holding a coin, this could lead to prosperity and abundance. This could be a major seed that you plant with a very strong belief that expands you out into the world. So definitely robotically affirm anything that will help you get to your manifestations and to broaden your worldview, to go on that next adventure in life. And yeah. All right. Thank you, Libra. Hi, Scorpio. So this is happening in your 8th house. So you're going to be looking at, relationships and contracts, and maybe you have to have those deeper conversations when it comes to relationships and energy exchange and intimacy and all those deeper topics that you don't usually talk about. But if you talk about it, you can expand, into relationships and have more intimacy and love. And this is a good time to maybe resolve some debts. I could see you easily getting really, really lucky when it comes to like forgiving a debt or, reconsolidating or getting a better loan, something like that. Very, very lucky opportunity. So look into anything financial like that, where you can make things a little bit better, where you can be cleared of something. But also the eighth house is like the deep emotions. And with Jupiter that's been squaring Saturn, you've definitely been facing some heavier topics when it comes to love and, you know, yeah, relationships and, maybe not feeling the need to support as much or, not feeling okay with receiving support too. But there's some sort of really nice, open-hearted lesson or open-hearted or way that you can perceive things in a different way that opens you up to relationships in a way better, way. So you can have higher love, moving into this new era. And I like how there's a sextile to Saturn and Neptune in the sixth house. So this could be an abundant contract that comes your way. A really boosted up salary, a really maybe a relationship, business partnership that is really beneficial. And if you're not doing that, then it could just be in your private relationship to balance out who takes on what responsibilities and what can be better for the relationship overall. And, to like maybe take on less work or take on more work, all of that. Either way, having those deeper conversations to make things, because the sixth house is kind of like the boring, mundane work, but you're meant to be feeling very empowered here. So whatever responsibilities that you want to take on that make you feel empowered, that kind of like that fire is the direction that you can kind of go in to give you that motivation to, yeah, go in the right direction. And I like this trine to Pluto. So maybe it is transforming some foundational beliefs from your ancestors or ancestry and home and family where, they thought maybe you could only earn abundance in a certain way, but actually you're blowing the lid off of that and saying like, no, abundance can be easy. Abundance can be fun. Abundance can, come from me going after my passions and my excitement. Whatever beliefs that are from lack or limitation that you can maybe, evolve out of and realize that prosperity is easy, it's all around. Because, yeah, prosperity in all forms. Prosperity card came out for you, and maybe this is recognizing, because the eighth house, you kind of want those deeper soulful desires. So you could be getting in tune with that. So maybe you have the money, but you want more love, or maybe you're happy with your job. And, it's just some sort of like rebalancing with that, with recognizing what matters to you at that spirit and soul level. So prosperity supports our feeling of well-being by allowing the inclusion of everything that makes our body, mind, heart, and soul and spirit sing. It invites us to express ourselves in joy and celebration of the abundance and riches that the universe provides. So yeah, it's kind of like you releasing any deeper emotions that have maybe kept you limited that you can, set yourself free from to expand out into the world in a whole new way. Because with Jupiter in the eighth house, you've gone through a massive cleaning process for the past year. So it's really, you're being set free now, and you're going to feel so much more expansive, and you're going to feel so much like abundance, and realize that prosperity is yours. And you're going to be in, Jupiter entering the ninth house. That's like such a lucky transit. And you're just going to feel like everything's working out and you're at the right place and at the right time. And you're just going to be aligned with your meaning and purpose, and just feeling like very satisfied too. So get ready for this era that is coming. And it's definitely important to get in alignment with what's meaningful to your spirit, to your soul when Jupiter enters the ninth house. But all your chakras are aligned. in a massive way. When Jupiter goes through the eighth house, like it cleanses your chakras, gets them all spinning in the right direction, and you kind of ignited. So you're broadcasting your frequency to attract all the right people to you. And yeah, I think that's what you're getting ready for. The Six of Cups came out. There could be soulmate connections coming in that just feel nostalgic and feel familiar. And you like, yeah, it's just like old friends. You hit it off with someone and it just seems like you're old friends and you just get along and there's just some nice like reunion almost, but you just know, and that's how you know. There's just a knowing that you've like known each other and there's just this ease with it and you just go on. And then seventh chakra came out. So you're going to be able to get messages from your higher self too, with Jupiter entering the ninth house very easily. And that's what you're getting connected to just have this flow, easy flow towards prosperity. But with this last little like dark house energy, you can go through the last little bit of transformation when it comes to anything keeping you in guilt or shame or those lower vibrational emotions. Transform that with something positive, with whatever you're feeling. Say something just randomly comes up and you want to think of something that actually is the opposite of that. Like, I can receive abundance easily. I am lovable. Everyone loves me. I have the best relationships. My soulmate is coming to me soon. I'm going to have the best love romance story of a lifetime. And, whatever you truly, truly, deeply desire is what you can kind of get in alignment with and make affirmations for it. All right. Thank you so much, Scorpio. Hi, Sagittarius. So this is a good one. This one's in your seventh house. So this one has to deal with relationships and long-term serious relationships. And this could be romantic. This is, yeah, your romantic committed relationships. This could be your marriage partner. This could be also friendships though, and family and, clients, business, any kind of serious relationship. But this is also kind of the house of contracts too. So this is a beneficial new moon to renegotiate contracts and all of that, but also to have those conversations in a very lighthearted way. In any relationships that you kind of want to expand with, you're planting a seed with what you want in your relationships. So you can communicate that in your current relationship and have a powerful conversation with the trine to Pluto. And if you want to attract a relationship into your life, you can majorly manifest a beautiful relationship into your life. This is a great new moon to have robotic affirmations for your relationship and to attract someone in. You can say, my SP is coming soon. I'm so excited to have a love of a lifetime. If you're obsessed with someone already, they are thinking about me constantly. They love me. They want to worship the ground I walk on. If you're like, yeah, if you want to expand in your relationship and if you want to get married, they want to marry me. They are so excited to propose to me. We are married. If you want to quantum leap into the future, we are married. They are so in love. We have such a happy life, yada, yada, yada. You can totally do that too. So I like this sextile to Saturn and Neptune in your fifth house. So you're very, just inspired with love now and, very energetically just opening up your heart too. With Neptune here, there's more love, there's more compassion. You're kind of like, it's time to have those soulfully expanding, relationships that you can deepen the love with and everything. And take it seriously. Take it seriously with that type of love that you really want to experience. And I would say go to Sammy Ingram's, like she has a million like SP affirmations. So those were just a few, but you can go over there to listen to any of those so you can get inspired with bringing in this soulful, loving relationship into your life. So coherence came out. The frequency of coherence supports our ability to harmonize the frequency of the heart with the frequency of the mind for for an optimal ability to create the reality that we desire. So I think this is just really powerful in general to, open up your heart even more so and to find a nice balance with the mind and listen to what the heart really wants and see what kind of mindsets need to shift so you can be more open to these deeply fulfilling relationships of all kinds. And the Empress came out. So prosperity, creativity, fertility, healing, love, harmony, synthesis, sensitivity continue to develop. So your feminine energy is really coming online. And I think being in tune with that feminine energy and that feminine foundation within can really open up your world, know how you want to feel in a relationship. And there is a healing moment too. So healer of the ages came out. So maybe when it comes to love with Chiron still here, there can be a nice healing moment when it comes to love that opens up your heart, a healing conversation. And maybe you take action towards love. Maybe you go on a vacation and meet somebody really special. You could easily meet somebody really special with this new moon. So go out, socialize, go towards your passions, go on an adventure, and yeah, see what the universe brings you. And the Empress came out, so you're really getting in tune with your feminine energy. It would be really powerful to visualize too. What kind of relationship do you want to experience? Really set, a firm vision with what you want to experience. And, just don't stay in any limited mindset when it comes to, relationships. Like, oh, I had to deal with this because my mom or dad or whoever had to deal with this, or relationships of yesteryear. You are entering a whole new era of relationships with Neptune in your fifth house, with Uranus that's about to go into your seventh. It's going to shake up your relationship zone, but I love Uranus because it's kind of like a master manifester planet, like that actually magnetizes in the right relationships that can completely open up your world. And with Uranus, it's different kinds of relationships. It's a relationship that is, exciting. Maybe they're eccentric. Any relationships that aren't working out, Uranus might come in and shake that up anyway. So I think it's very important to be in touch with your overall vision of what you want in love and find that harmony and balance within first, because every relationship is going to reflect what's going on within us in the first place, and realize your ability to create these relationships actually. So if they're doing something that you don't like, you can actually get them to do something that you do like by scripting it out in your mind. Like, say they ignore this thing, you go, oh my God, they always show up and they treat me more with love, and they admire me, and they love everything that I do, and they can't wait to marry me and stuff like that. Like, you can rewrite it so they start acting a little bit differently. So you get that version of them. So I think, you're just actually getting in tune with your own coherence of what you want to experience in love, and realize that it all does start with you. So you can kind of have a healing moment in love and not lead from these wounds. Because healer of the ages, it's like healing to crack open your heart, to open it up more so you can attract the right relationships to you, because you're going to be super magnetic towards soulfully evolving relationships that will open up your world and be very, very exciting. But yeah, you're also recognizing just the ability that you have to majorly create your relationships that you desire. That is flexible. So you can choose what version that you get of whoever. All right, thank you so much, Sagittarius. Hi, Capricorn. Okay, so this is happening in your sixth house. So what do you want to experience in your everyday life? The work or the grind. I think the grind can actually be fun and playful in this new era. So maybe you can discover the ways that you can make everything more fun and more playful and more light. Be more open-minded to the new perspectives and different ways of doing things. If you need AI to take something off your plate, and you want to focus on the creativity, you can do that. So you can have more expansion in work with doing what you love. Because creativity and expanding your work that way is always going to be the most powerful way to expand your business. And if you don't like the work that you're doing right now, this could be a really great time to apply for jobs and get your dream job. And yeah, this is also the area of life that has to do with your health and your diet and your routine and your exercise. So I love affirmations for that too. I have the perfect body. I am shaped like an hourglass. Working out is easy and I look so good. I am so healthy. I am so radiant. I never get sick. All of that. You can really see the power of manifestation or power of affirmations and how it can change things around with that. I am working at my dream job. People love what I do. I can't believe I get paid to do what I love and that I get paid so well. Any affirmations for work that can be really beneficial. If you are stuck at work and you kind of need some sort of creative outlet, if you just want one of your coworkers to go away and you want to, affirm like something like that, you can manifest them away. You can be like, I'm so happy they got another job and they went somewhere else. If you want to manifest something with like a responsibility that you don't want to take on anymore, you can manifest that. Maybe just see which ways you can kind of like direct your energy more towards what you love so you can have this transformation. And I love how this is a a trine to Pluto. So it's like something is ending with the way that you make money. And so you can have this powerful evolution with your money mindset and realize that money can come from anywhere. And the more that you open up your perspective with the ways that money can flow to you, and go on that little adventure, then money can flow in from all kinds of different places, from doing what you love, or maybe you just do FBA and that's just a steady, nice income. And then you go back to focusing on more of what you love. But yeah, there's a nice trine. So like making money, doing what you love, on a daily basis, making it a part of your routine going hand in hand. And I like this nice sextile to Saturn and Neptune in the fourth house. So there can be this new era of your home and your family and your foundation. And what do you want that to look like? Who do you want to be surrounded by? Where do you want to live? Maybe you want to move to a different community and be surrounded by different people in your everyday life. Maybe you want to manifest your dream home. You could definitely do that. So any affirmations for that would be very powerful around this time. But I think, for all areas of life, you can, whatever you want to manifest more of, this is a powerful way, powerful new moon to do that. Wherever you thought you had to work hard, wherever you thought you had to, if wherever you thought maybe a manifestation would take years and years and years, I think you can also, work on that belief. Because belief is coming out, belief is coming out, and there's beliefs that can be rewritten so they are more supportive of your views of the world. So belief supports our sense of self-worth based on our gifts and talents and strong connection to source. Your connection to source is all you really need, and strengthening that can bring you more of what you love. And it's opening up your heart. It's about following your heart even more. And the more that you can have trust and faith and surrender into following your heart and seeing what that brings you, and knowing that that will bring you the limitless abundance that you desire, and getting rid of any beliefs that say otherwise. Because of the Seven of Swords coming out reverse, that is like, inner criticism, that's like doubts, that feels like, what's it called? Like imposter syndrome. A lot of the times, like you avoid success because you have some sort of imposter syndrome, because it can't be this easy to make money. And oh my God, like I can make money doing what I love. So you can really like see that it's not imposter syndrome. We were just programmed way too heavily. So you can really, free yourself to have these really magnifying beliefs that just bring in your manifestations a lot easier, and that your ability to work with this heart technology to magnetize in everything that you want is going to be the most powerful thing, and more powerful than anything. All right. All right. Thank you so much, Capricorn. Hi, Aquarius. So this is a fun one for you. This is all about getting in alignment with your fifth house. And I did a couple of readings for Aquarius, and the otter card in the animal deck kept on coming out. So that's all about playfulness, fun, passion, that's getting into your inner child and just like your joy, and really magnifying that so the right things come to you. So you are in that lighthearted energy that just easily attracts like what's meant for you. You're entering a lot lighter of an era. So realize that. And I think you need to get into this lighthearted energy, this playful energy, to attract all the right things to you, to get more into your creativity and your fun and network and connect with the right people, to make magic happen, and realize that it's not going to be as hard to kind of make your manifestations happen. Because I think this is the house, usually I relate this house to the, well, not just me, you're like, people have fun creating businesses and being an entrepreneur. So this is all your creative energy too, and you can kind of delegate it towards that. But yeah, whatever you want to manifest more of, wherever you want to have more fun, wherever you want to have more joy, it's time for a new beginning with that. If you do want to have a better love story too, it's time to work on that, plant those seeds. What kind of relationship do you want to experience? If you're in a relationship, you can have affirmations of, I can't wait to go on a lovely vacation with them. I can't wait for them to, or they're opening their heart to me. They're expressing their love. They want to connect with me more. They want to bring me flowers. They want to take me out to dinners. They want to love me. They want to go see a movie. They want to, whatever you really want to do with your special person. Like, this is, a great time to kind of connect with that energy, to see what type of love and romance you can have more of in your relationship. And if you want to meet somebody new, you manifest that in also. Like, I can't believe I met the love of my life, that loves everything that I do. They worship the ground I walk on. They love, it was so easy. We have so much fun. We enjoy the same things. We love going out. This is my other half. This is my soulmate. Like, any affirmations to meet your special person is what you can definitely chant, amplify now. Robotic affirmations. I don't even know if I love the term robotic affirmations. I don't know. Chanting affirmations, whatever. Have fun with it. Have a lot of fun with the affirmations to attract the love of your life, and to deepen the love in your current relationship. And possibly, yeah, to just like amplify your creativity. Like, you can be like, I can't believe I got this amazing idea that manifested my whole dream life. All it takes is one idea. You just need one idea to completely transform the whole way your life ends up. It only takes one song to make, like, to make your whole life happen, that can completely like transform the way you show up out in the world, to have limitless abundance and opportunity. And I love that, because this is trine Pluto in the first house. So it's like you out having fun and coming up with a great idea, or meeting a random connection, can completely transform the way that you show up out in the world. So you can show up more as your authentic self, and you meet like a soulmate connection that makes you more of your authentic self, and you can open your love and show all your vulnerabilities and show more of your authentic self. And there's just that easy flow, and lovely, open-hearted love story that can totally happen, all planted from this new moon. So that's very exciting. And I love how there's a nice sextile to Saturn and Neptune in your third house. So this is planting a whole seed with a different way of thinking. And I love working with the third house, because this is where you can set all these new mindsets with how you create your reality. to form new beliefs about your entire life. So you can make your, because the thing is with like the robotic affirmations, it's like us rewiring the way we think. So we are in that state of everything, being that person that has everything that we want. So when all these robotic affirmations don't need to happen when you're at, because it's just normal. You're at that state now where it's just normal, where you don't need to do it anymore, where all that money is coming in very easily, that love is just happening, your life is going a little bit more, going smoother, my life is perfect. Because some people are afraid of their lives being perfect too, because, you know, there's kind of such a big belief like everybody has something wrong. Like some people are afraid that of life being perfect because they're always waiting for the shoe to drop because nothing has ever gone so perfectly before. But the thing is, like, most of what's like not going right is just our overreaction to what's going wrong and us putting too much time and energy into what's going wrong so we don't immediately like turn it into a positive or shift our perspective so we can put more of our time and our energy into manifesting our best lives. Like it is usually just a perspective shift. So we flip the script. And so we know that everything is working out for us all the time. So I think this is a very powerful new moon where you can really like change your mindset in such a powerful way. So you can realize that you are a master manifester in your life and you can have anything that you want and you can release all the anxieties that might be coming up. So you can lean into your strengths, which is just being naturally charismatic, which is naturally being a people person, which is you naturally being a motivator and you being so firmly grounded for everyone around you. And realize that like magic can happen. And yeah. Okay, so frequency of Gaia came out. So the frequency of Gaia reminds us that we are infinitely connected to one another, just as we are to our great mother and to the universe that birthed us all. So you're being connected to source energy in a very big way right now. And yeah, it's going to create some sort of foundation, some sort of like really solid energy because Uranus, thank God for some of you. Like I know Uranus in the fourth house hasn't been, the most pleasant. Like if you've had to move, if you've had, house problems, like you're going to be able to be more grounded now in a whole different way and actually be able to have a lot more fun. Being able to release illusions too, like the illusions that society said were illusions, but they're not illusions, like that you have to be serious to be successful, like the realist, whatever's, oh God, I saw this meme earlier and I'm trying to think of it. Whatever's realistic is usually just programming, and you can kind of create reality in whatever way you want. Your life can be fun. It can be joyful. It can be full of inspiration, moment to moment to moment. And you're releasing a lot of those illusions that were past just programming in general. So you can be more empowered in your everyday life and have more clarity in your heart and prioritize that first as the most important clarity so you can make decisions from the heart and have more of that clarity from your higher self and from source so you can go in the most fulfilling direction for you. So I think this is going to majorly release anxiety that you've had from whatever. Four of Swords came out. So this is like recognizing your ability to rest and restore and to not always feel the need to push and push. Like you're getting a big creative boost now. So you can lean into the creative energy, lean into source for those creative ideas to receive abundance in a lot easier way. I want to pull one more card now. One more card. Yep. And the Lovers came out. Ugh. Yeah, some sort of resolution from maybe lovers of the past. Ten of Swords came out, so it's like something's being put to an end when it comes to anxiety about love. So you're ending that cycle, knowing that you're exiting that cycle. And there's going to be more communication, possibly communication from a lover that's coming in that is actually very supportive. Oh, here it is. Duh, this is trying to get my attention with the Venus Mars thing going on. There is alignment in your partnerships, and you can have major breakthrough with communication in your serious relationships that does lead to better relationships, healing, healing past wounds from whatever happened in the past with relationships. So there can be more faith and trust and romance and love, and you can make more decisions from love to experience more love instead of decisions from fear and anxiety that limit you to the openness of these loving connections that do want to come in. All right. Thank you so much, Aquarius. All right, Pisces. This is a big, beautiful new moon in your fourth house. So this is going to be a great time to resolve any situations if you have any with home and family in the past, and you can have just more compassion and forgiveness, especially with the trine of Pluto. You can recognize wherever you might have been stuck on something from some sort of past situation from the past and release yourself from it, free yourself from it. You can have more optimism even from it and be like, oh, like if that didn't happen back then, this is who I am today. And I'm so happy for that now. And find more solidness within yourself. But also, this is majorly planting seeds for that home environment that you want to have. So if you do want to grow your family, like this is the time to really set those intentions. And Jupiter's entering your fifth house soon, so you can easily grow your family if you want to. If you want to live in a neighborhood that has more community and people around that are supportive, you can definitely plant seeds for that. If you want to resolve your personal relationships that you live with too, you can definitely clear things up around that and make things more happy and abundant and peaceful. If you want to move, you can definitely move to your dream home, like manifest that. Say, I live by the beach. I live, where I really want to live. I have a big, beautiful balcony that has the sun shining every day. I see the dolphins yonder. Whatever you want to experience when it comes to your home and where you really want to live, you can definitely manifest that in. And get lucky with prices too and everything. Um, and let's see. Yeah, I think this is definitely making you just more solid. This is igniting your ambitions too with money. Queen of Wands came out, which is like unusual for Pisces. So dominance, ambition, center of attention. You want to take charge towards something, and maybe there's been something in the back of your mind that you've been limiting yourself actually, but now you can have the courage. Maybe there's some sort of home project, or maybe you want to work from home. This is a powerful time to plant those seeds, so you can do that. So you can focus more on your happiness. You're starting a whole new chapter when it comes to money with this nice sextile to Saturn and Neptune. So doing more of what you love, doing more of what you're excited about, so you can create. Alchemy came out. Alchemy activates our magical ability and remembrance of the magic that we all hold inside. Each one of us has the potential to access the ancient knowledge that allowed the true alchemist to perform miracles of transmutation. Yeah, so I think you're getting in tune with your natural alchemy that you actually have within your core. So you can lighten up any situation. That's one of your talents, actually. You can transmute any situation. You can be the internal alchemist that makes everything kind of around you just function in a way smoother way, and recognize your ability to do that, with the relationships around you, with creative projects, with your ability to manifest anything that you really want. So you can use robotic affirmations to alchemize any limiting mindsets, so you can have more of your, power and faith in your ability to do that, So this is a powerful new moon to really focus on Money manifestations. I am a money magnet. I make money easily. I make money from doing what I love. I can't believe I get to make so much money from doing what I love. I always have this much in the bank. I make this much per day, something like that. I can't believe I'm living by the beach. I can't believe I have a 4-bedroom house. I can't believe I live in this neighborhood. I can't believe, anything like that. Wherever you want to live, it's time to do those affirmations that you can be real, so you can be really powerful. Because yeah, this is major just creative energy that's coming up for you. Angel of balance. You are majorly tuning into past lifetimes and possibly past lifetimes from Egypt, from Atlantis and everything, and tuning into that deep soulful wisdom so you can actually make alchemy happen in a way that you never even thought that you could, you know, before. Because actually none of us know what that actually looks like, but that's the new era that we're coming into. So you kind of following your passion in a certain direction and kind of being a trailblazer and being confident in yourself, in your own inner knowing that you might even be kind of unaware of, but your inner knowing is kind of pulling you in a direction in such a strong way towards your happiness, towards more joy, towards more vitality and self-confidence, and towards your ultimate happiness. And this is like soulful happiness that you're being drawn towards. So you kind of manifest this big, beautiful life that you really want to manifest. So this is kind of nice. This is like ancient soul wisdom really coming online for you right now. And either you're aware of it or you're not aware of it, but there's this deep alchemic like transformation process happening within you that's making you go towards these big manifestations. So that's very exciting. What an exciting message for Pisces. All right, thank you so much, Pisces. Hi, Aries. Okay, so this is happening in your third house. So the third house is all about programming. This is like you can use affirmations of any kind that you currently need to manifest your best life and very effectively reprogram yourself. And I love this trine to Pluto because it's like you can reprogram yourself in a way that makes you really powerful towards your hopes and your dreams and your bigger vision of what you want in your life. And, you can manifest in friends, you can manifest in an opportunity, the right. I like the 11th house because it is like on the way towards, it is your bigger vision that will take you towards your dream job and towards earning money in an easier way. Powerful manifester, you are very influential. So this is all about getting your mindset on track. But there can be powerful, just random connections that you have out and about in your community, in your everyday life. You can meet, just people that are kind of meant to be there at the right place at the right time, that, are kind of exactly what you needed. I like this for better communication too. So if you've been wanting to have a conversation with anybody, this is a really good time to do that too. If you need a brilliant idea for a marketing strategy or for some sort of for a marketing strategy or some sort of writing project, this is a really powerful time for that too. Oh my gosh, I love that Merkaba came out. So Merkaba, you're getting in touch with like kind of higher knowledge. You're getting in touch with higher dimensional knowledge that can actually help you show up in a better way. And it's kind of like knowledge that humanity needs because it's higher consciousness. And that's kind of majorly what we're doing right now is bringing that higher consciousness into this density. So everyone has, a better way of thinking and, better ways of being in life that are just more about flow, harmony, and prosperity and abundance for all versus the limited ways of thinking that we are currently in now. So the Four of Cups came out. Yeah, there is just a big shift where there's abundance around you right now. And actually, I forgot Saturn and Neptune. Okay. Saturn and Neptune in your first house too. Switching up your mindset can help you be that, or actually, we want to go backwards. So stepping into that highest version of yourself with who you want to be out in the world. And with Neptune here, you can easily be that highest version of yourself, but you have to have that vision. With Saturn moving here, it's all about taking responsibility for that vision of who you are and that life that you have out in the world, and like making that, like consistently working towards it. But also, you're receiving a lot of messages from your higher self, and you're going to be more glamorous in general. You can easily be famous. You can easily kind of, receive your manifestations in a very easy, magical way. But it helps to have that belief system. So you establishing the beliefs that you have on a daily basis, and how you see your reality can help you easily become a manifester in a much more powerful way. So I think you're majorly releasing ways that maybe you were stuck in one way of doing things, one way of taking action, needing to take charge, needing to take action, or why am I repeating myself with this? Needing to like dominate, needing to bulldoze to get what you want, needing to just like go, that things can actually happen in a very fluid way that is like just and fair for all. Because with Neptune in your first house, you do have a very compassionate lens. You're running from more forgiveness, more altruism, more just upliftment of not only yourself, but all of humanity. So I think you're going to be able to have these rose-colored glasses where you didn't recognize the magic around you, like in your everyday life. And now you're kind of getting more in tune with that and more in tune with your intuitive flow. So Goddess of the Moon came out. So getting in touch with your higher self and that divine feminine energy to just like have this nice, easy flow in life to go after your manifestations and to realize that you can have the life that you've dreamed of in an easy way. It doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to take years. It just takes a mindset shift. It just takes you embodying your highest self on a daily basis and being that person that already has everything that you want to kind of leap to your manifestations in a really fast way. So yeah, very, very powerful new moon. And you can have any affirmations for this. You can be like, let me see. Work on any affirmations about yourself and your identity. I have long, glorious hair. I have a radiant aura. I attract everyone to me that is meant to be in my life. My life is full of love. Relationships are easy. My SP loves me. I'm getting married. Any manifestations that you really want. I am a money magnet. I can't believe I get to do what I love and make a ton of money. Anything that you want, go crazy with this one. This is a very, very lucky new moon for you. All right. Thank you so much, Aries. Wait, I did want to read Merkaba too. The frequency of, I'm laughing because I'm actually, okay. Wait, I did want to read Merkaba too, though. So Merkaba supports our ability to use our consciousness to traverse into other layers of reality and dimensions. It activates our access to the Akashic inheritance as well, merging the totality of our experiences into the present to serve our highest purpose. So recognize you're getting in touch with like your multidimensional self in a really big way. You're creating your reality actually from your Merkaba. Whatever reality you want to experience is what you're programming yourself with. And the more that you can raise your consciousness and know what reality you want to experience, who you want to experience, the money that you want to experience, the life that you want to experience, all aspects of your life, you are bringing that higher consciousness in to experience it and getting in touch with all of the yous that have that wisdom to experience it now. Hi, Taurus. Okay, so this is all about that money for you. Money affirmations are going to be really, really powerful. And I have a bunch of them. So here you go. Your fellow Taurus has your back. So money, I am a money magnet. I am worthy of financial security. I attract money easily. I am financially free. Money comes to me from multiple sources. My actions create prosperity. I love that one because it's like every action that you take creates prosperity. My income is constantly increasing. I am so happy. I'm so wealthy. Money comes easy to me easily and effortlessly. Money is a positive energy that takes care of all my needs and desires. I have a lavish and steady income, dependable income, consistent with integrity and mutual benefit. Money is rooted in good and leads to peace and safety with money. I am a master at manifesting. And yeah, okay, so any of those would be really, really powerful, but these powerful money and value alignment is getting you really, getting you to, and I love this because you can kind of elevate what you value. What do you value in life in general? And that's always really important because you can always say that money's going to get you this, but how do you actually want to feel? And that's kind of what you want to tune to first because how you want to feel, you can actually receive that feeling in, what in other ways too. And you can actually do that now. And that does make you more magnetic to receiving money that the way that you want and to go in the right direction to receive money in the easier ways too. Okay. Because I love how this is trying Pluto in your 10th house because you can have a powerful transformation with your career and what you do. And maybe you want to plant those seeds to make money in an easy way, to have that just easy flow of abundance that doesn't take a lot of effort, that does just take more power and belief with yourself to have that easy flow of abundance. Work smarter, not harder. Because I like this sextile to Saturn and Neptune in the 12th house. There can be a powerful release of, subconscious beliefs that might have limited your manifestations, and also at the same time, direct access to your higher self so you can create in a way that is just the easiest for you to create abundance. So you could be getting nudges with your higher self, kind of going, this way, like go that way. That's where abundance is. That's where the stability is. And you can manifest abundance in a super easy way and do more of what you love. Okay, so let's pull some cards for Taurus. Synergy and divine feminine. Yeah, you're definitely connecting your divine feminine energy and your higher self to receive that easy abundance and prosperity. There's definitely a synergy going on with the external and the internal. So, yeah, you can have that easy flow. Did I say that too many times? I'm a little repetitive with this one. Okay, anyway. Synergy. The frequency of synergy supports our allowance and acceptance of not so obvious, never seen before combinations and unions that result in new ways of functioning, working, thinking, relating, loving, and being. It reminds us to embrace the unfamiliar so that the new yet exciting co-creations can give birth to a new reality. And divine feminine supports our receptive, nurturing, and soft side, allows it to express itself openly, and help us reconnect to our intrinsic understanding of our connection to all creations. So yeah, this new moon, even though it is a more masculine new moon, it's kind of like being really in tune with your feminine first to see what aligned actions you can take from your spirit and your soul to make this synergy happen where it's really easy. And then to just open up your heart even more so you can let this co-creative energy happen and let the right connections come in. Know that everyone in your, anything that you attract in is ultimately for your benefit. And it's all about resolving the ways that be more in tune with the ways that you can just be more open to knowing that everything is always happening for your highest good, and you just gotta refocus the way you take action so you can know what is going to be best for you. I'm having a brain fart. This is the last one. Sorry. Okay. I hope I don't. Anyway, okay. Couple more cards. Let me go off the cards. Okay. Yeah, okay. So there was a power struggle before when it comes to money, and you're releasing that. It doesn't need to be hard. I think you were putting too much effort into one way of doing things where it was a power struggle. There was an imbalance either with people or the working conditions where you can actually just restore your faith. Like the faith that you always knew with how things should work, out of more diplomacy, out of more balance, out of more peace. That you can just be more in alignment with your higher self and that easy intrinsic flow of the universe that you are just very, very naturally so in tune with, where you can have more of this flow of abundance. So, yeah, Ace of Pentacles reversed. There's some sort of like stagnation or just need to release the old ways of structuring things where you're getting in tune with the magician energy, kind of recognizing you. And this Two of Swords came out, so you just didn't see, and maybe there was some sort of insecurity, maybe there was some sort of just stagnation or being deadlocked and no movement towards your manifestations, where you're going to see the path open up. You're going to see like your manifestations able to come in faster, and what you actually really wanted in the way that you wanted, which is maybe abundance just in an easier way that's more in flow, happen in an easier way. And yeah, it's just action being taken with the yin and yang balancing out. We aren't meant to push so hard. We are kind of meant to trot along and take a little consistent action, but we are always kind of in tune with what action we can take that leads to the most abundance for us. And yeah, tuning back into our creativity and our imagination and being really confident with our creative power is what's going to lead to the most opportunity and to the most change and to the ability to achieve our goals in the easiest way possible. So definitely tune into that and recognize where you've been pushing too hard, where you've been putting your time and your energy and your resources, that it only led to stagnation and just not further progress. Like for me, I'm so over TikTok. Like I don't know what's going on over there, but I have been stagnating over there, and I'm like, why am I even on there anymore? Because I love doing YouTube. I love kind of like having a little bit more time to like talk, because TikTok always gave me actually anxiety too. Because you have to do short form. So I had to learn how to speak talk fast. And now it's like kind of so nice to just relax and to have that, like my vibe kind of come out a little bit more. Do I sound douchey with this? I probably do. But it's kind of nice to just kind of relax and get into that flow again, and to be able to just talk and to channel a bit more where, it does kind of just free you up in different ways. And you can be more in tune with what you're naturally good at to have this natural abundance kind of come into your life. So yeah, I love that. Very powerful cards, Taurus. You're finding your synergy with your divine feminine flow to let effortless abundance in all aspects of your life come in. And this is in partnerships too. This is in partnerships. This is in home. This is in career. You are a master manifester of your life. You are the magician, making magic happen. And you're just getting really in tune with your power to do that, just amplified. All right. Thank you so much, Taurus.